So what if I'm drawing along with my sketch and I want to start over? Well, one thing you could do is you could use a button, either the left or the right or the center that you're not currently using, to simply give us the same color as the background, and we can kind of use it as an eraser. But for your upcoming project or homework assignment of the pixel drawing, what I'd like is that we just can erase everything that you drew and put the background back in. And we're going to do that with a key press. Okay, so over here in my sketch, all of my code is wrapped in an if mouse press. So I have starting if mouse press, and then I give the specifics of if the mouse is over here and the button is left, give me this. If the mouse is here and the button is right, give me this. If the mouse button is just centered, give me the circle. So this is the closing bracket for my last if mouse button. And this closing bracket is for my if mouse press that wraps around everything. And this closing bracket is for my draw. This does start to sound like if this little piggy went to market. Okay, so in here, I'm going to put code that looks very similar. Instead of if mouse press, it's going to be if key pressed. And so everything, the syntax looks just the same as if mouse press, but it's saying key press. And right now we're not specifying which key, any key is going to trigger this. And what I want to happen on this key press is whatever I have in my setup, not the size, but for example, right now I just have my background. So I'm going to put my background in. Okay, so now let's draw with this again. So I'm here, I'm drawing, I can even erase, and I'll just hit my space bar and it puts the background. So it essentially erases everything. Okay, space bar. All right, so that's pretty simple. Let's look at an example that has a little bit more going on. Here's a pixel art project, a little bit too large to fit on my laptop here, but you can see enough of it. Okay, so this is drawing Bob Ross, so I could go and I could put my hair here. Now notice there was a lot on the screen when I started. All of this was in the setup. And then it's just things like the flower and the hair and what I can paint on the canvas here and on his palette. These are the things that are in the draw. So what I want is to be able to get a key press that's going to clean all of this, but not just give me the background. It's going to give me everything that was in the setup or what I saw originally once I press the key. So what I need to do is all of that code was in the setup, including the background. I'm going to copy. So that's for the head, the easel, the palette, the arms, the body, everything. I'm going to copy all of that and go down to the bottom of my code, to the bottom of my draw. So again, this is going to be the closing bracket for the last if statement. This is the closing bracket for the mouse press. So I don't want this to be in the mouse press. It's its own thing. I'm not going to put a key press in a mouse press. Who would do that? And then do if key pressed. Again, I'm not specifying any key. I'm going to get rid of this print line. I'm going to paste in all that code and then put my closing bracket. Okay, so this closing bracket is for the draw. So it is inside the draw, but I'm not inside any of those other mouse presses. All right, came after that. And all of the code that I had there. So let's try this out again. So let's draw his lovely hair, drawing, drawing, drawing. Oh, now one's sticking up. And oh, where's my flower? There's a flower, doing this, and I'll hit spacebar and it brings me back. It puts in all the code that was in my setup and I can go back to drawing. Okay, so that's what I would like you to do for your upcoming project. And then coming up, we will be talking more about key presses and how to specify specific keys.